Okay, this is what we call a red mushroom. What you do when you see a red mushroom is cheat your little heart out. We've been getting some good food. Hopefully I can find the other child before that mushroom disappears. Where'd the little tyke go? Kind of just disappeared off the face of Isola. Alright, found him. As you can see, our village is a lot more prosperous now. And this approximately 70 food is going to do a lot more. We're down to less than half of our crop now. But we've got 3 adept farmers helping out. I decided that this guy should work on his farming skill whenever there's available food. I picked the berries clean. Hey, this woman I think banged into the... Sometimes it happens, she'll bang into the food bin and she won't actually get her food in there. But look at that, we've got over 500 food. So the village is actually looking pretty prosperous right now. Do not adjust your volume, ladies and gentlemen. I turned the game sound off. Makes it easier to listen to music that way, you know, while you're being bored by all this. Instead of just having the game's music on, but... See, it actually doesn't hurt to go looking for mushrooms, you know, but nobody's actually researching, so I don't have any researchers to... Yeah, see, it was Fraps that was slowing my game down. I didn't have this problem when I wasn't recording. Also, you'll see now that the villagers are more distracted now, that they're more willing to do things other than working. But I have thought of a way to combat this problem. Yep. I know of a way to get my food consumption back up so that my villagers are paying more attention to their work. I know you're probably wondering why I want that. I don't. I was kidding you, but at any rate, I am going to do something stupid. You probably shouldn't do this until you've completely fixed your food problem, but at any rate, I am going to do something anyway. Something stupid. Although, maybe it's not that stupid. I kind of have some good reasons for doing this, but... Baby. This is actually a different father than the last time this woman had a baby. So, yes, I'm having polygamous villagers. Also, we might get some inbreeding eventually. I mean, if you start with only 5 people, then you're not going to get a lot of genetic variation, so at that point polygamy is probably justified. You know, if you're trying to form a society with only 5 people, then for God's sakes, be polygamous. You're probably gonna replay that clip eventually, make a little remix of it. For God's sakes, be polygamous. For God's sakes, be polygamous. For God's sakes, be polygamous. Yes, if there's 5 of you stranded on an island. By the way, you don't actually need for her to walk all the way inside. You can just boop. And she's holding the baby already. And I can go ahead and put this guy back on. Yeah, see, that only works, though, if you notice that you had a baby. You can do it by watching the population counter, and then once you saw, oh, hey, I had a baby, then, you know, you move her and she doesn't have to go all the way into the hut. One of the main reasons that I did this, besides the fact that my villagers are getting lazy now, is that I don't want to have an underpopulation crisis. I mean, this girl's already 4. By the time the baby is weaned, she's gonna be 6, you know, and she's actually 6 years behind the other kid. So, I want to have some sort of a pace going between babies, you know. I don't want to ever suffer a child drought. Or I don't want to have everyone die and there not be anybody to replace them. So having children is important, even if you're down to about 600 food. You need to keep having babies. Not constantly if you don't want to, you know, definitely not more than 2. I wouldn't even do more than 1 at this stage in the game. But it's something you should keep an eye on. You're not going to be able to have any while you still have under 400 food, but if you ever get a chance where you're at over 400 food, then go ahead and have a baby. I'll check back with you when the crops are depleted. Meantime, back to Bourne this way. So yeah, there's a quick update. There's still about 100 foods worth of crops left in the field, but thanks to a lot of mushrooms and I guess those 30 berries helped as well, our villagers managed to get more than 800 food, and then now they're no longer worried, but the question remains, what is going to happen after we get these 100 crops? In a couple of minutes I'll answer that, you know, once the crops are gone. Meanwhile, this guy is only working like half the time. I suppose doctors have a right to be lazy, but look at this. Sometimes he lies when he's being lazy. He says he's curious about the rock, but he's actually working. That's like, I don't know, inverse laziness. Oh no, I wasn't just wondering about stuff, I was, wow. I think my computer just froze. Okay, now he's curious about the rock. See, what it actually does is kind of delay it a bit. He shows what he's gonna do next. So, after it's done saying he's studying the medical cactus, it's gonna say he's fixing the hut, when really he's first gonna study the medical cactus and then he's gonna fix the hut. Now, normally if you see that message, fixing hut, it's something that only builders will do on their own. You know, with everyone else, you have to push them into it. Builders are the only ones who do it at their own, but but if they do it at this stage of the game, and I've seen him do it a couple times at this stage of the game. What happened? Where's the crops? Is she gonna put it away? Is the game lagging that much? Are you gonna put any crops away? Because I don't see it with any. Did the game lag so much they forgot to show the crops? I don't know what's happening here. Well, it shows that there's less crops on the field, so I'll take everyone's word for it, but gee, that was weird. I have never seen that before. Anyway, I've also been... I think it's kind of a glitch here, because if he's fixing the hut, then he should be gaining building experience from it, but I haven't seen that whenever he tries fixing the hut, but I'll give him one more chance. I'll watch him fix the hut, and if he doesn't gain any experience, then I'll just force him to get back to work. That's the problem with villagers being less worried. Everyone gets a bit more lazy, especially doctors, who... Second quickest would be the scientists. You know, if you're not watching them carefully, they won't learn. They'll still learn pretty fast. Well, this lag is officially killing me. I have to see you all later. Alright, I'll check in when we're about out of food, so see you. Alright, I have a feeling that my villagers are about to be done harvesting crops, mainly because they've been harvesting them 7 at a time, and yeah. Also, it turns out that this guy can gain building experience from fixing huts. I was just kind of watching him at the wrong part of his cycle. Apparently he has to take a suspiciously long walk after he's done. Slow down again. Why? Why must you do this? Okay, so I'm gonna leave her farming. This guy is gonna take his last batch of crops. Then I'm gonna keep him on research. I still have 2,500 tech points left to go before I can show you anything else interesting. Except for this. Countdown until new crops. It's actually not always going to be consistent. What it depends upon is how long it took you to harvest the crops after you got them the last time. Judging by this, it should probably take as long as it would take a woman to nurse. So this is going to depend on your game clock. If I were to switch it to normal speed, it would take half as much time. On fast, it would take a quarter as much time, but that would also increase the rate of food consumption, and I think they're consuming at a pretty safe rate. Until we get another food source, we're pretty much just stuck scanning for mushrooms until these come back. Berries don't come back until the crops do. So, pretty much just have to wait. But since apparently things go faster when I'm not recording, I guess I'll have to see you later.